Hey everyone, it's Dying Demon. Thought I'd come in today and I kind of screwed up on my stream and doubled all the audio that was going on. You can actually see me looking at the editor right now from my three different sources that I did, both OBS, Shadowplay, and the actual VOD dump. The audio is screwed up because it doubled my audio across all of it, so all sounds from the game were doubled. Nobody in my stream picked this up, so yeah, I didn't know about it either. I've already fixed that for the next time I play or record, so that should be fine. Uh, but I thought I'd go over what it's like behind the scenes doing editing. I'm sure y'all have seen 1,000 videos like this from 1,000 different people, but I thought I'd add into it as well. So, whenever we're recording or streaming, we run into a lot of limitations. I've seen before where people complained about the quality of a stream on a different service, how it looks like when it's streaming, it can look amazing. But then when you watch the VODs back, they look horrible. This has to do with something called compression. And that's because the service in general is having to take your VOD and compress it, like take the stream and compress it down to save space and make it easy for everyone to watch. Like to give you an idea, which I will insert into this as we go, each of these videos that you see here are a different size. Like the one that is the Hollow Cure, the Shadow Play one, is 36 and a half gigabytes for a 2 hour video and is completely uncompressed video and audio. I did it explicitly for the highest bit rates I could get. Well, not highest, but it's recording at around, I think, 35, uh, 35 megabits per second. And yet the other one that I have, the other one, so like let's say the OBS one, I think it does 16 megabits per second at 1080p is what I have it set to. And it is, if I can find it, there it is. And it's 17 and a half gigs. And then this download that I have, the the last one, the one that I got as a VOD from Twitch, is 3.5 gigs. They're all the same length, but do you see the giant difference in size? This has to do with something called the bitrate. Now, this changes the quality quite a bit in the content. And I've actually skipped ahead. If you look on here, this is where the most is going on screen, and I can actually show you the difference. So I'm actually going to do that in rendering. I'm going to actually pull that up. And what's happening is so what's happening with all that is that the compression is creating a lot more artifacts. You'd probably notice it. Um, Whenever I upload some videos and I say, "Oh my God, the video is unwatchable," I'm uploading it anyway, but it's just that bad. What's happening is it's the Twitch VOD, which has already compressed it. Then whenever I render it out using Vegas Pro 18, it does its own compression, though I mostly keep its I have its bitrate set to whatever the highest bitrate of the video I input, which in this case from going forward will be shadow play. I have it set to auto start, but I got to clean up my drive and make some space. Eating 36 to 50 gigs every time I do a stream is going to take up a lot of bandwidth, or a lot of disk space. Um and then that exports it normally to very little loss. But then whenever you put it in YouTube, YouTube has its own compression algorithm. And have you noticed the busier it gets on screen, the crappier it gets? Go and look at the VODs of some of your favorite streamers, favorite VTubers, and look at their chat scrolling past stream. Outside of those who have things set at some ridiculously high level, little details like that become blurred, even if you have it set to high data throughput on your phone or on your console. And on PC, it's a little bit better, but the mixing of these two different things, these two different compression algorithms, really screws with your recording. Now, if you look at the first one that I'm going to show here, which will be this clip right here, this one is from OBS. Now, if you take a look where it's paused on the screen, you're going to notice that there is Just it is a mesh of colors and polygons, and it is so hard to make out what is going on. You get the general idea, but when there's a whole video like this, especially for games like Hollow Cure or Vampire Survivors, think about any of your Bullet Hells and Bullet Heavens. Think of any of your games like this. It destroys your compression. You need higher bit rates to push it through. And I know it's like, well, hey, well then why streaming? When you're streaming, why not yank up your bit rate so that the company has more to work with? There's two reasons why that doesn't work. One is, once again, their compression algorithm is going to compress it and make it as small as possible. I could send them as much bit rate as I want, and there's still a pretty good chance they're much like set the bit rate as high as I want. They're still going to knock it down to their levels and their sizes. There are some caveats to that, but that gets way on the technical side of things. Uh, Thing is, it just doesn't work that way. The only reason why you're sending more bitrate out, like whenever you upload the video, is simply so the algorithm has more information at the start rendering point. But when you're streaming, that's a problem. You see, where I live, max internet speed I can get right now for upload is 10 megabits per second. When you're streaming at 1080p 60 FPS with I can go up to probably 8 megabits per second before I start getting connection issues. That's enough to stream on YouTube and Twitch and get fairly decent quality at 1080p. But let's say I want to do 4K. We're going to say, oh, I don't know. I want to say, I think it's between 12 and 16. You probably want to go to the higher end of 16 megabits per second. At that high, excuse me, at that high of a bitrate, I physically do not have the connection to handle it. And this is a problem you have to look at with streaming. We have to look at the connection speed. Now, back on topic, next up I'm going to show you is the OBS capture, which looks very, very similar to what Shadowplay is going to look like when it's paused. I mean, there's nothing you can really say about that. It's how it goes. And even if we were to watch the videos of them playing side by side for that little bit of time, you're going to notice that the Shadowplay one with the higher bitrate does significantly better. But I cannot stream at that high of a bitrate to YouTube or Twitch's ingest server because even if I did, they're going to literally just slash those bit rates to match up. It'll slash it down quite a bit and make it fit really good quality, but when the VOD comes out, it's still going to look like shit. This is why going forward, I'm going to be recording my videos as I stream so that when I upload the VODs to YouTube, even if I don't edit and I just do a VOD dump, you're going to get the highest possible quality I can give you and let YouTube do its thing because YouTube is going to screw with it no matter what I do. But at least it'll be a better quality than a VOD being turned into a VOD, if that makes any sense. Um, I'm sure I'm missing some points, and I'm pretty certain IGP has gone into stuff like this before. I really should ask him if he'd be willing to comment on this later. See what he has to say. He has his own way of doing it, and he records and edits at some ungodly bit rates and bandwidths I just could not comprehend. And yeah, this is just one of the behind the scene looks for it. It's just a short little, hey, this is what we go through when we do recording. This is what we have to worry about. Whenever you're a streamer, like your upper end streamers, most of them aren't just pointing a camera at themselves and going, okay, streaming. In the beginning, they are. They really are because you're just starting out. You're just now learning, okay, let's focus on engagement. Let's focus on getting content out there. My mic might not be the best. That's fine. I might do a webcam and it's a little grainy because it's cheap. That's fine. The video quality isn't the best. It's good enough to get people in, see what's going on, but it's not the best. When streamers and YouTubers start getting more experienced, they start focusing on that. And that is actually something that YouTubers like upload, not streams, do have a little advantage of over um your average streamer is they can make those videos look stupid levels of high quality and upload them while a streamer is relegated to the VOD unless they upload their own backup VODs. But many streamers on YouTube and Twitch don't do that. They just let YouTube and Twitch dump the VOD as is. there's a lot more nuance than that. This is just a very, 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 very broken down version, just showing, hey, if you ever see I haven't gotten any hate for it, okay? And I'm gonna be saying thank you to everyone who's ever watched my videos, has seen the high and low qualities, has heard the mic screw ups, the fact that I'm having to constantly change my microphone setup because every time Windows 10 updates, it decides to reset everything. Oh my god, I need to find a way to save my settings. Um, I do on OBS. OBS has that saved. I can just I can download the settings and upload the settings. Thank God. But yeah, it screws with everything. But I just was like, you know what? Next time you see someone with a lower quality stream, maybe their video feed is a little jittery. Maybe compression is absolute dog shit. Understand there's a lot more to it, and some of it's out of their control, and it can get really technical. You can't look at them and truthfully blame them for not understanding. Like, not everyone has a mind to handle that and the math that goes behind it. There is math involved in editing, believe it or not. But I said, this is just a basics. This is just me saying, hey, take a look at this. This is what it's like. It's going to be a pretty short video, and I'm just going to upload this. The reason why I'm making this, like I said, is I screwed up my HoloCure stream today and doubled the audio, and it is hard coded into everything I have because I also forgot to tell OBS to split every audio stream into its own stream in the codec and the final file. So instead, I have just one merged audio file, and so there's nothing I can do about that. And I don't capture my audio on Shadowplay. I might need to start doing that. But yeah, I just thought I'd show y'all this, and this has been Dying Demon, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.